Om Padmanilayayai Namaha. Om Padmakshiyai Namaha. Om Padmavatrakayai Namaha. Om Shivanujayai Namaha. Om Pustakabhrite Namaha. Om Jnanamudrayai Namaha. Om Ramayai Namaha. Om Parayai Namaha. Om Kamarupayai Namaha. Om Mahavidyayai Namaha.
Tvameva pratyaksham brahmasi, Tvameva pratyaksham brahma vadishyami, Ritam vadishyami, Satyam vadishyami, Tanmamavatu, Tadvaktaramavatu, Avatu ma, Avatu vaktaram. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Hinduism is not all about renunciation. Hinduism is about completeness of the personality. Both you have to be externally prosperous, internally progressive. Both are important. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishnaha, Yatra Partho Dhanurdaraha, Tatra Sri Vijayo Budhihi, Dhruvani Dirmadir Mama. Where there is knowledge of spirituality, where there is knowledge of professionalism, when they come together alone, a person becomes complete. And that will happen. Continue your professional education, but continue to progress within as well. Wherever there is an opportunity to associate with another Yuvakendra member from another part of the country, or any other such spiritual discussion that is taking place in your university campus, please participate. And that will enhance your inner growth. Do not say that, okay, my 12th grade, up to 12th grade, I went to Balware, I'm done with this. No. The germination takes place only when you constantly work on it. So do that. Wherever there is an opportunity, associate yourself with the Yuvakendra programs or study group discussions, but not compromising your other education, right? That you have to pay importance, because that is very necessary for your social, status, as well as your productive living, useful living in this world. So take both into your stride, proceed on. May Puja Gurudev's blessings and God's grace be with you all, and we all very with the full our heart wish you all success, all joy, happiness and prosperity. Thank you. Hari Om.
Thank you for your amazing words, Swamiji. We are honored that you chose to grace us with your presence today, and we hope that our graduates take some inspiration from you and your advice. Now, please let me introduce Deepa Salem, mother of one of the graduates, Gauri Salem. Deepa Aunty will be introducing our chief guest for today.
Hari Om Swamiji, Pranam. Pranams to all of you. As Swami Ishwarananda ji just said, Hinduism is for not just for the man of renunciation, but for the man of action. And Puja Gurudev's whole message also has been exactly that. It's not just meant for the sadhus who live in the Himalayas, but for all of us. So from that perspective, Chinmaya Mission Chicago has had a wonderful traditions, and many of us who have been here, we know that every year they are not only invite, of course, our Puja Swamiji as well as Acharya from another center to talk, but we also invite a person from the community, a community leader or a writer or a professional to come and talk about how the tenets of Hindu Dharma has helped them in their personal, professional, social lives. And we have all benefited through it for the years. And these chief guests that we invite can be an inspiration for all of you, because they have done that. They have taken Hindu Dharma and applied it to their professional lives and become wildly successful. So from that perspective, for today, we are very honored to have Shri Avatans Kumar ji be with us today as our honored chief guest. Avatans ji has a very interesting background. He is from Bihar, Patna, Bihar, and he did his education in linguistics. First from Jawaharlal Nehru University in India, the famous university, and then from our own UFI, University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. Since then, he has been a very prolific writer. He churns out an article pretty much every other week, I think. It's kind of hard to keep up. I have it bookmarked all the time. Very prolific writer, great thinker, great speaker, and also an activist. He does get into many of the issues that face us from the Hindu community, and he's very active in kind of getting us represented with the government and so on. Primarily, I was very fascinated by his work with the Indic Academy, which I think Gurudev would really appreciate an organization like that, because Indic Academy is trying to do a renaissance of the whole Indian knowledge systems. We all know that we had a huge knowledge system. A lot of it has been kind of set to the background over the last few years, for a few centuries. So Indic Academy is responsible for reviving it. They are publishing lots of books. They conduct a lot of courses, webinars that bring this knowledge to the fore. And Avatans ji personally is a trustee of Indic Academy, and also he leads the whole US operations. And he has been doing exemplary work along with his team. So we're really honored to have him here. He's also a poet, by the way, which I forgot to mention. Really honored to have him here. And we'd love for you to share your thoughts on how the tenets of Hindu Dharma have helped you in your life, Avatans ji. Thank you so much for being on.
Thank you, Deepaji, for this wonderful introduction. I am not, I don't deserve all this, but thank you once again. When Deepaji asked me to come here and talk to you guys, I was a little surprised. But when Deepaji calls you, you listen. So I'm here. First of all, my pranam to Swamiji. Swami Sharananandji and Swami Ishwaranandji, if he's still on the Zoom here. I ask you for your blessings. I have nothing in me here, so I definitely need your blessings. Dear parents, teachers, students, and family members, those who are here and those who are joining us remotely via Zoom or YouTube, it is my absolute pleasure to be here, to be with all of you. Congratulations, you graduates. You have achieved quite a milestone. In one sense, it is very special because I come from a background, and your parents may have a similar background. You are special because growing up, we did not have in India this kind of setup where you can go to Sunday school, learn about our Shrutis, Smritis, Shastras. We didn't have this kind of school. Our schools, government schools, don't teach us these things. So in that sense, you are special. And you are also special because you're in a foreign land. Your parents take the time to make you attend these schools. So, but congratulations. You have achieved quite a bit, and hopefully you will continue to do that. When Deepaji asked me, and she said, oh, relate to your life. I have a 19-year-old who graduated from high school last year. She has been remote learning, but hope to go to school next semester. And what I'm going to talk to you about is primarily what I have been talking to her in the same manner. So I'm kind of relaying my story to you, and hopefully you will understand some of the points that I'm trying to make. And one of the things that I tell her is that, we have to give you a reality check. You are in a very, very comforted environment with your parents, with your teachers, Swamiji, all the gurus and acharyas that they have. But when you go out, it's a very different kind of world. And how you navigate that world depends on what kind of background you have from parents, from school, and all that. So let's start with the basis of all what we do and how we react to the situation is based on our teachings of Dharma. So when we hear yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuttanam dharmasya tadatmanam srijamya. So whenever we have heard this mantra from Bhagavad Gita multiple times in multiple contexts, it means, roughly speaking, whenever dharma, the righteous law, languishes and lawlessness flourishes, O Bharata, I myself come forth. And when I say, I mean Bhagwan Krishna himself. So we watch TVs, all of us do, some kind of, we have media, we listen to news, we look at our social media feeds, Instagram, Facebook, and what do we see? What we see is the modern day commentary in media may present us with a stark, despondent, disconsolate situation of the world we live in. Widespread social economic inequality, social and political strife, we hear about all the time, Israel, Palestine, this and that. Conflict environment, we are constantly told that we are approaching the doomsday, the Mother Earth that we live in, that she gives us so much, is in danger. All give us a sense of loss. That if I am 13, 14, 15, 17-year-old person, I'm like, what's happening? Where do I go from here? Okay. But as we look around, the world is not difficult. It is not difficult to get depressed. The picture presented to us may make us conclude that the universal order that sustains the world has deteriorated beyond repair. Democracy, capitalism, socialism, this institution, that institution, it is presented as if everything has failed. The advancement in science and technology, science came to fix all these things, but we haven't fixed everything. People are still dying, people are still struggling. Well, it has not lived up to expectation. And the abuse of Mother Earth has brought the human race to the brink. Wasn't science supposed to fix all this? What should we think of this? How should we take all this? Is our world really on the verge of extinction? Is the world order showing signs of strain? Can our world be saved? How we look at this is based on how we think about it, what our worldview is. And the present worldview that we have for most of us, especially the most educated one, is the Western worldview. Okay? The Western worldview is also predominantly a worldview of atomistic binaries. You are left, you are right, you are liberal, you are conservative, you are pro, you are anti. There's your man, nature, individual, society, all kinds of binaries. And that kind of logic does not give us a room for anything in the middle. It's a world of excluded middle. You cannot be this and that and also that. That's not possible in this Western worldview. Even the notion of time, history that we look at, it's very different. And I'll come to time a little bit later. Itihasa is not history. Similarly, the Western ordering of the world is anthropocentric, where human beings are considered central entity of the universe. Well, you will say, what's wrong with that? Human beings should be. But what it means is, in the Western thought, that only human life has intrinsic value, while other entities like animals, plants, rocks, mountains, rivers, they don't mean much. They don't have any value. And not just that, all these resources that we have, that Mother Earth, Mother Nature presents to us, is to be exploited for the benefit of the humankind. That's the anthropocentric thought. That's what the Western thought believes. But where the other modules, the Western module failed, the notion of dharma comes into picture. Okay? How? Dharma is the universal truth that connects the individual to the rest of the world in a quantum way. Okay? That is, in the same righteous principle, the same law applies to all of us, not just the human beings, but also the moons, the stars, the planets, the rocks and rivers and everything. They are all connected, and we are all connected to each other through dharma in the same way. There is no difference. And the entire cosmos is also connected and guided by that principle of dharma. So Mahabharata defines, you guys are already very enlightened, so you probably know what dharma means, but I will go over it quickly. Dharma in Mahabharata defines dharma in the following manner. Dharma is so called because it sustains and upholds people, hence whatever sustains is dharma. This is certain. That's what Mahabharata says. Dharma is propounded with the aim of securing the good of all living beings, hence whatever fulfills this aim, the good of all being is dharma. What comes from love for all being is dharma. This is certain to judge dharma from adharma. That gives you the discriminatory power to see what is dharma and what is adharma. Love is one of the very important ingredients of dharma. The dharmic model, a model based on dharma, though one of the oldest surviving functioning model, has not been considered and studied as an alternative to the extent it should have been. Dharma is a key word in Indic culture. In the Indian knowledge tradition, the very essence of life lies in the opposites. We have Purusha, we have Shakti. Okay, it's the opposites. They combine. For example, Purusha and Shakti, Purusha and Prakriti. Sorry, they are seen as complementary, and neither of them can be denied or suppressed without running the risk of creating dissonance with both within individuals and as well as in the world around them. This duality creates and maintains the equilibrium of society. So Dharma is all about creating equilibrium. We don't have the concept of evil in Dharma. It's all about, because everything that we have is within ourselves. We stay focused with ourselves. We are not selfish, but it is us. Everything starts with us. Dharma recognizes that each individual has different physical, mental, and spiritual capabilities, as well as different levels of development. And as you grow older, you go out, live in the world, you will come to know about this every day, every single moment, that people have different abilities. What we have to do as part of dharma is respect everybody. But then you have also to discriminate, not meaning you have to punish somebody, you have to look down upon somebody, but you have to be able to discriminate what, you will be hiring. Some of you may get into HR, become CEO, you'll be hiring employees. Now you have to figure out what the best quality you want, and then what best candidate you can apply, you can employ. So everybody has different mental, physical, as well as spiritual ability. As a consequence, dharma, the dharmic system does not recognize universal morality. This is very important. Sri Aurobindo's words, Sri Aurobindo, he says, politics, for example, he gives an example of politics. So politics is the field of Kshatriya, meaning you have to be tough, you have to fight, you have to take tough decisions. So the morality of Kshatriyas, you cannot expect that from a Brahmin, who is supposed to be living with a very compassionate life. Okay, so you have to be able to discriminate according to dharma. Dharma sees conflicts. This is very important. Now I'm coming back to how I started, that the conflicts that we see around, how we reconcile this with dharma. Dharma sees conflict and dissonance as burdening of the earth. Okay, such conflicts are products of one's relationship with oneself. So when we fight, it's not always, the conflicts are not always outside. We have inner conflicts as well. We deal with a lot of situations. So, as well as from elements of the cosmos. Hence, a solution must also arise from that relationship. So if the conflict is inherent within myself, the solution for that conflict also comes from myself, within myself. Blaming others don't help. Beyond, as the dissonance and chaos get louder and stronger, each gets even more, earth gets even more burdened. When the burden gets to be unbearable, an avatar takes place to finally unburden the earth. Everything starts again afresh. Remember, when I had said, I will come to time, time for us is not linear. So you never fall off at the end of line. Our time is kala, is a chakra. It's cyclical. So whenever things happen, you look at the weather, you look at seasons and everything, the moon, everything is cyclical. So our time is not linear. It is, however, not easy to think within this paradigm. Why? Because we have not been trained within this paradigm. It is like, this thinking requires a paradigm shift. It is like changing your glasses. If you have been wearing red color glasses, pretty much everything, most of the things that you see look like they are red. Or for example, if you take somebody has color deficiency in their eyes, they don't discriminate between certain colors. And then now they have come up with correcting glasses. When they put on those glasses, they suddenly realize that they found a new color. So that is what we have to do. We have to come and start looking from different perspective and different paradigm. There are plenty of videos available online if you want to look at it, how the reaction is when they put on their glasses. So there is a saying that learning a word is learning to see. Similarly, losing words can cause blindness. In the Indian tradition, we think that the objective realities exist because we can express through language. That is very much part of our thinking. So this is why learning your own language, your own culture, your own lexicon, your own dictionary is very important. And we have plenty of examples of how we have lost our perspective. Because, for example, dharma, just the example of dharma itself tells you, because we have lost the original meaning of dharma, and dharma is now being equated with religion, which is not the case. So we need to change the way we look at things. The time is short for me, and the topic is deep. And before me, a lot of acharyas and Swamijis have talked about it. But I'll quickly say that this is why what you are doing here at Chinmaya Mission is priceless. And you should be thankful. You should thank everybody around you who has made this possible. It is giving you, because what it is doing for you is giving you the vision as to look at things. It gives you the self-confidence. It gives you the language in your abilities, in your identity, your culture, your history, your tradition. It gives you the confidence to say with your head held high that you belong to an unbroken tradition, unbroken civilization of over 5,000 years of history of excellence in knowledge, be it science, mathematics, art, architecture, linguistics, spiritual wisdom. We have a long history. And of course, in material wealth, Swamiji was talking about it briefly. It's one of the purushartha, So you have to go out and make money and live your life. It is a civilization that ranked top two civilizations in the world in GDP throughout its existence, except for the last 200 years. Now it is up to you to take this mantle forward. What rishis, munis, gurus, acharyas, Swamiji of past have done, you have to do it in future, because the future rests with you. And I know you can do it. I have full confidence in you. You can do it because you are probably one of the best equipped generation to do it. We were not as fortunate. We have done what we could do, but you are, in my opinion, I believe that you are very well equipped to do this. In all aspects, and probably for the first time since at least 1800s, you are the most equipped, and I have a high hope that you will be able to do it. In Swami Vivekananda's word, arise, awake, stop, not till the goal is reached. Be a seeker, not a follower. May Ishvara within you bless you all.
Avatanji, thank you so much. Your words are really inspiring, and needless to say, we all really cherish our experience here at Chinmaya and learning the Vedantic way of life, and we seek to carry it forward.
Om Sham No Mitra Sham Varunah Sham No Bhavatvaryama Sham Na Indro Brihaspatihi Sham No Vishnurukramah Namo Brahmane Namaste Vayo Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmasi Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahma Vadishyami Ritam Vadishyami Satyam Vadishyami Tanmamavatu Tadvaktaramavatu Avatu Ma Avatu Vaktaram. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Vedamanushacharyon Vasina Manushasti Satyam Vada Dharmam Chara Swadhyayana Pramadaha Acharyaya Priyam Dhanamaritya Prajatantum Vyavachetsi Satyana Pramaditavyam Dharmana Pramaditavyam Kushalana Pramaditavyam Bhutyaina Pramaditavyam Swadhyaya Pravachanabhyam Na Pramaditavyam Deva Pitrakaryabhyam Na Pramaditavyam Matradevo Bhava Pitradevo Bhava Acharya Devo Bhava Atithi Devo Bhava Yanyana Vadyani Karmani Tani Sevitavyani No Itarani Yanyasmakagam Sucharitani Tani Tvayopasyani No Itarani Ye Ke Chasmachreyagam So Brahmana तेषां त्वयासनेन प्रश्वसितव्यम् श्रद्धया देयम् अश्रद्धया देयम् श्रिया देयम् त्रिया देयम् धिया देयम् संविदा देयम् अथ यदि ते कर्म विचिकित्सा वा वृत्त विचिकित्सा वा स्यात् ये तत्र ब्राह्मणाः सम्मर्षिणः युक्ता आयुक्ताः अलुक्षा धर्मकामा स्युः यथा ते तेषु वर्तेरन् तथा तेषु वर्तेताः ताभ्याख्यातेषु ये तत्र ब्राह्मणाः सम्मर्षिणः युक्ता आयुक्ताः अलुक्षा धर्मकामा स्युः यथा ते तेषु वर्तेरन् तथा तेषु वर्तेताः एष आदेशः एष उपदेशः एषा वेदोपनिषत् एतदनुशासनम् एवमुपासितव्यम् एवमुचैतदुपास्यम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
There's going to be social and academic challenges that we're going to face. They're all battles, right? But the real war, the real Kurukshetra war is up here, right? It's in our mind. And the power of Chinmaya mission that I've seen is it gives us the knowledge, the weaponry, and the tactics to win this war every single day, right? And if we're able to win this war, then the other battles, they're easy. That's what I believe in. And in other words, Chinmaya mission has given us the tools to be able to become the best version of ourselves. And to all the other graduates, to myself, I think it's our duty to go out there and make that a reality. Thank you so much.
My first introduction to Chinmaya mission was through Gita chanting with my parents. One of my favorite aspects of coming to Bala Vihar and learning from Chinmaya mission is how much discussion it sparks. I know my friends and I always loved sitting at lunch and discussing what we learned, not only in our classes, but also in the shrine that day.
My most favorite part of Chinmaya mission was the activities in the breakout rooms because I was able to share my thoughts with everyone. I feel that Chinmaya mission will help me make friends with people that are different from me, no matter what the differences are. Thank you very much for including me in the graduation.
While my mission experience is a pathway to understanding my culture and better understanding the Vedantic studies and religion and connecting with Bhagwan, it has also helped me understand my values and how I want to implement them in a basic everyday life.
I find that as I detach from the fruits of my actions, I'm more focused on what I'm doing at the present time, and that I can enjoy what I'm doing, the process of what I'm doing, instead of focusing on what is going to result from that action. I can do that action with more love, with more interest, with more passion, and eventually just do it even better than I would have otherwise.
Chinmaya mission has succeeded in ingraining in me values of integrity, objectivity, and kindness that I hope will lead me to make the right decisions in the coming year and even after college. When I take a step back and reflect on my experience as a Chinmaya Mission student, the first thing that comes to my mind is not just the chanting, the shlokas, or the Bhagavad Gita. While those are still so important to me, what stands out the most are the conversations I've had, the morals I've developed, and lastly, the incredible community of people I've built great connections with.
Every Sunday morning class has taught me something new. Whether it be learning morals from stories of the Mahabharata or diving deeper into the meaning of the Bhagavad Gita, the lessons are always ever fresh and applicable to so many different aspects of life.
So no matter where life takes me, the foundation of the values from Chinmaya Mission, like working for a higher purpose and seeing God within all others, will be an important part of my identity.
I would like to thank all my Chinmaya Mission teachers since I joined in 1st grade through 12th grade, who have given me valuable knowledge that will help me wherever I go. On top of that, I would like to thank Swamiji for his insightful and humorous stories that I look forward to every Sunday. And definitely last but not least, I'd like to thank my parents and my sister for their ongoing and continued support of my spiritual education. Thank you.
Coming to Chinmaya for all these years has helped me create a sense of identity. The learning has also really helped me become self-aware of my actions, words, and thoughts, and has guided me with important decisions in daily life.
I think it's really important. I think oftentimes we obviously we try to figure out what's wrong with our answers to make it better, but I think it's really important that we also appreciate what's right with our answers, because I think within that we can truly figure out how good our answers they actually are. And I think this is kind of a life concept. When you go into anything and you're trying anything out, you don't want to look for what could possibly be better. I think it's really important to appreciate what you already have done well, and I think that will help push you forward. Again, I want to thank everyone who's helped me be a part of this. I think all of my teachers. I've been here since, I want to say, kindergarten, so I've had many of them, so there are too many to give a shout out right now. I think all of my classmates, you guys have been really supportive, and you guys have been pretty entertaining at times as well. I'd also like to thank Swamiji. I think one of the highlights coming to Chinmaya is always your stories during concluding prayers. Actually, that helps me, stay alert.
Thank you so much, Ankurji, and to all the parents here for being the backbone of our mission by tirelessly bringing us students to every session and encouraging us to participate in the mission's activities. Thank you, parents. Round of applause, please. On the line of gratitude, we'd like to express our thanks to some of the amazing people who helped make this day possible. We invite Riya Joshi to present flowers to Swamiji.
Next, we invite Sumit Basti to present flowers to the chief guest, Shri Avatans Kumar.
दयानंद श्रोत की आरती श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरु की आरती सद्गुरु की
आरती सतगुरु की